Welcome back to my series, Dance Mums Uncovered. The mums have been claiming for years that Abby's favouritism has given Maddie advantages over the other dancers on the team, and I've found evidence that supports these claims. The purpose of this episode is not to discredit Maddie's hard work or talent. After all, she's one of my favourite dancers ever. However, I want to prove that the mums' complaints about unfair treatment are in some cases quite well founded. Sometimes there was more to Maddie's opportunities than the producers cared to show. Feel free to share your thoughts on the following evidence. First, let's look at Maddie's solos. Out of the cast, Maddie had the most solos on the show by a long shot. She seemed to have a new solo just about every week, and it was more surprising when she wasn't assigned a solo than when she was. So why did Maddie get more solos? It seems to be a combination of two things. Firstly, Abby has explicitly stated that she would fight for Maddie to be given the solos week after week.
I did push Maddie. I did fight for her to do solo after solo after solo. That got Maddie on stage more often than anybody else.
The producers seemed to like this idea very much, because the more they made Maddie look like the favourite, the more drama was stirred up. Abby has claimed that one of the main reasons why she gave Maddie the solos was because she could pick up the choreography very quickly. She has confirmed on numerous occasions that at first it was the mums who were cast for the show, and that the only dancing that the kids did to audition was to submit a small clip of themselves dancing to the network.
And they were never auditioned 5, 6, 7, 8 in a room.
It was
when
like
you think
prepare
of
something.
A typical audition to see who could pick up choreography. And you guys know as dancers that ability to comprehend movement quickly is so valuable to a dancer.
There are 2 episodes where Maddie is given 2 solos in 1 week, while the other girls only have 1. The truth is that Maddie had competed with 2 solos at a single competition before Dance Mums was even a show. In 2010, Maddie competed with her solo Big Bow Wow and her tap solo Sunshine Lollipops at the same competition. So while the mums seemed to be completely shocked and outraged that Maddie had 2 solos, it wasn't anything new. In the Ziegler's final episode, Maddie and Abby talk about Maddie's solo choreography. Christy has claimed in the past that Maddie's choreography was often much better than Chloe's, especially in the episode where Maddie performs Looking for a Place Called Home against Chloe's What Comes Around. Mackenzie has said that she thinks everyone received good choreography, and Abby has said that the kids who won were the ones who were able to make the choreography look great through their performance skills.
We weren't the only ones that got good choreography. I think everyone got good choreography.
And maybe it's just the way you take it. And
there you go. People are given a step by their dance teacher. We choreograph a routine. It's what they do with it. It's what they make the choreography look like when they step on stage.
I'm inclined to agree with them when it comes to this instance. If you watch Chloe's full solo What Comes Around, the choreography isn't as bad as Christy made it out to seem. The show makes it look like a lot of her solo was walking and posing, but looking at the full dance, there was still a lot of dancing, and Chloe was being challenged. Of course, there were some weeks where Maddie was given more advanced choreography, such as when Chloe was assigned to do a hip-hop solo to compete against Maddie's tap solo. However, I think these decisions were heavily influenced by production, who had a lot of power in choosing dance themes and styles. Next, let's explore Maddie's job opportunities. While Maddie has received a lot of opportunities thanks to the exposure that the show gave her, it also imposed some limitations on the jobs she was allowed to take. For instance, between seasons 1 and 2, Maddie auditioned for the Broadway show Billy Elliott, and she actually got several callbacks. However, she was under contract with the show and was forced to turn down the opportunity.
Maddie has 7 callbacks for Billy Elliott for the tour.
Wow!
So it's the same thing though. If she goes and does the show, then she can't, like on a Monday off, she can't go and do a dance competition or something.
Right.
Because she's professional now.
Yeah.
Included in the Hylands lawsuit papers is a letter they received from Collins Avenue, stating how much money they were promised for each episode of the show in season 3. This letter also outlines rules for the cast's appearances outside of the show. They are not allowed to appear in commercials, infomercials, or endorsements that compete with the show's sponsors unless they get written permission. They can't appear in works that are a parody of the series, and they can't reference the producers, the network, or their participation in the show without written permission. Maddie and all the cast members were likely bound by this exact same contract in season 3. Even executive producer Jeff Collins has confirmed that the production company has to approve the jobs that the cast want to participate in.
Does their contract require you guys to have a say in the things they do outside?
It doesn't require. Yes, it does. It requires them for us to have a say in anything that they would do that might be televised or put on the internet. Because not so much us, meaning me, but the network. Because these are young people, and we wouldn't want them to be doing or being associated with someone that might portray them in a light that could be very negative. So yeah, we're involved. We have a say in that.
This means that it would theoretically be possible for the producers to approve of opportunities for Maddie and deny opportunities for another girl to further push their narrative that Maddie is the favourite and gets opportunities handed to her from Abby. I'm going to be super clear about this. I haven't found any evidence that this has ever actually happened. Evidence number 3, private lessons. The topic of private lessons has been brought up many times throughout the show by the mums. They have made many accusations that Maddie has secret private lessons that give her an unfair advantage over the other girls on the team. Abby mentioned in her book that Maddie had ballet privates every morning, as well as 6 other private lessons. After Melissa, Maddie and Abby all claimed that everyone had access to privates if they simply scheduled them, it seems like a lot of the speculation about these claims has died down.
I don't really think any of our privates were very secretive. I might have had more privates because my mom scheduled more privates.
Well, it seems as though Abby finally spilled the beans in an interview last year. She admitted that Maddie was taken out of school, often during recess, to go to the dance studio and learn her solos.
A mother was willing to go get their kid out of school at lunch and gym and recess and bring them to the studio, learn half the solos, sneak them back without anybody on the TV show knowing. They learned half their solo. Well, no wonder they won.
This sheds new light on the scene where Jill and Christy are sneaking around the dance studio to see if Maddie and Mackenzie are learning their solos. The mums have claimed that during filming, the girls would have to go straight from school to the dance studio, and on the weekends, the girls would have to travel and compete. It makes sense that this could have happened during school hours because it's still light outside, and none of the other girls are there. 4. Television shows. In season 2, Maddie, Chloe and Paige, along with some of the Candy Apples dancers, auditioned for a role on the TV show Drop Dead Diva. Maddie ended up getting the part, which seemed to spark jealousy from the other mums. Well, as it turns out, it's no wonder that the mums were suspicious that Maddie got the role before she even auditioned. First of all, Drop Dead Diva was produced for Lifetime. This is the same company that distributes Dance Mums, so the producers would have been more than capable of persuading someone to give a guest role to Maddie. Secondly, the original casting call was for a young blonde dancer. This makes sense because the role was to portray Deb as a child. If you've seen the show, you'll notice that Maddie looks nothing like Deb. In fact, if you ask me, Paige looks absolutely perfect for the role. Thirdly, they were casting for a 13-year-old. In a bonus clip for this episode, Kelly talks about how she was upset that Brooke wasn't allowed to audition, despite the fact that she was the right age for the role. Apparently, Abby wouldn't let her audition because Brooke was a brunette, even though Maddie was allowed to audition and even got the role, despite the fact that she didn't have the right age or appearance.
I'm not jealous at all. I'm very happy for Maddie. The thing that gets me mad is they were looking for a 13-year-old, and my daughter just turned 14. She wasn't even given the opportunity to try out for the part. And Abby said that's because she's not blonde. Well, Maddie's not blonde either. So if Maddie can try out and she's 9, and they're looking for a 13-year-old, there's no reason that Brooke shouldn't be able to try out. That right there shows the unfair treatment that goes on in this studio.
Lastly, Abby also made a guest appearance in the episode, so maybe she had some sort of bargaining power over which of her dancers she wanted to appear alongside her. There is a video online of Abby teaching Maddie the combination that she danced on Drop Dead Diva. The routine actually includes parts of Maddie's cry solo. While it is unclear whether she learned the dance before or after she got the role, it reveals that the scene where Abby asks Maddie to show her the dance in the dressing room was probably set up. Everyone was really excited about Maddie appearing on Pretty Little Liars. Of course, Maddie delivered a brilliant performance, but the odds were really stacked in her favour when it came to landing the role. According to the executive producer of Pretty Little Liars, who is good friends with Maddie's manager, They were the ones who reached out and asked if she could make an appearance on the show, since Maddie was a big fan of it. Maddie's role was written in and handed to her, no audition required. Again, while she did a great job, it's important to acknowledge that the entertainment industry itself is riddled with favoritism and unequal opportunities. Finally, let's look at Abby's management. Since Abby was Maddie's manager, there were times when she fought for Maddie to receive the best opportunities. But there were also times when she ruined opportunities. According to Abby, it was her who got Maddie in contact with an acting coach. And since she pushed for Maddie to be homeschooled, she also organised for her to take extra ballet classes in the mornings. When the photographer Sharkcookie worked with Maddie, lots of fans were excited to see the amazing photography that they had come up with. He has worked with Maddie, Chloe, Nia and Kendall, who all requested and paid for a photo shoot with him. According to Sharkcookie himself, Abby contacted him, accusing him of taking advantage of her dancer's fame. She banned her girls from posting his pictures to their social media accounts, and then told him that he couldn't post any more pictures of the girls either. She then called him and demanded that he must take down all the pictures of Maddie and Kendall, or she would file a lawsuit against him. I personally suspect that this is the same line of thinking that got Abby to pull Kendall, Maddie and Mackenzie out of the Maddie B music video in season 5. So what do you guys think? Do you think the advantages Maddie had were unfair? Or do you think that's just the way the entertainment industry goes? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!